Hello, everyone. Welcome to Members Only. It's the LID Members Only podcast where anything goes. And thanks for joining us early if you're watching on the live, because we have special guests tonight and they are on the mid coast, right? There's no coast. They're on the mid of the U.S. So,
well, I guess if they live close to a lake, maybe you could say it's a coast.
They live in the mid coast. Yeah, so we figured we get together with you all rather than not do it or do it late. So we're here talking for all of you when you do show up. I just see Shannon in the chat right now. If you're just ninja watching, that's cool too, but let us know that you're in the chat. We don't want Shannon swimming in the chat waters all by herself. Here comes Bree. Thank you so much for being a member. We popped into this. We have, I don't know if you had a plan, but I think this one might just be a free-for-all here, but I did bring my trusty book.
Okay. Yeah, that might be a good idea. Because
we could do a little Disney A to Z, because I'm going to be doing this for years on this show now. For years. We can have some of you in the chat. We can chit chat. You can ask us questions. This is 30 minutes long, and then we'll pop over to the actual podcast that will go out to the world. And yeah, this thing is amazing. When I picked this up over at Port Orleans, hello, Jenny D, welcome, and happy Wednesdays to you all, as this is the new day of the podcast, week 2. And yeah, I was amazed. I looked at a few pages and the amount of stuff. This is truly a Disney encyclopedia. It's not just parks. It's just not movies. It's everything. So cruise line, it's crazy.
Oh, wow.
So we can have a little fun with this. We can have a little fun with this a little bit as we welcome everyone in. Thanks for coming in, everybody, to the Hangout, the members only. We want to thank y'all for being members. And we certainly encourage you, if you are a member and you want to keep even just this little thing going, just be a member, man. I think it counts for minivan as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, it should be all members of
all members. So for as little as $1.99, you get fun emojis and you support the channel. You know, $1.99 doesn't sound like that much, but my theory was always let's do something for $1.99 for everyone.
Right.
And you get 200 people doing that, you get $200
exactly
that you can put back into the channel. So it really helps. And you guys get to hang out with us. You reverse the format, says Shannon. I think we'll reverse the format when we can, only when we have guests. And tonight we have special guests that can't come on till 7 o'clock or a little bit after. So we'll start the pod. We got a great podcast coming up, everybody. It's so funny. It's so great because you and I work so well together. It is a DIZPod marriage. It works as perfectly as what I can view from being behind the scenes with you and Catherine to Tammy and I, who I think, have it's such a perfect marriage. We blend so well together. We just, you know what I'm saying? Like we just do, and it all works. Yeah. It's almost like we take on big roles and little roles here and there. And then you just do it.
Right.
You know, and like as an example for today, there are times where I say, what's the subject? And you have a subject, and then you've handled just about all the content. And I'm here to go along with it and support it. And then today, oh God, I came up with the subject and I have all the content. So, you know, and I had a day today where I was on the road for 30-minute spans multiple times, which I don't mind that on some days, you know? And I was like, oh, I can work on the podcast. So I literally worked on the podcast today on the road, you know, thought of ideas, jotted them down quick. And now we have ourselves a nice podcast. We have our special guest, like we talked about. I have some questions.
Okay.
Do you have questions as well?
I have a few. I thought about, obviously we want to get to know them. They are a new, I don't even know how to describe it? I wouldn't say affiliate, but maybe. So, we want to get to know them. We didn't really have a chance to talk to them before, so it's really going to be on the fly as we're doing the show, getting to know them. So that'll be good. And kind of, what's your favorite park? When do you have a trip plan? Because again, they're not local. They're in Wisconsin. So it's not like they do a This Week in the Park segment on their show because they haven't been there in I think a month, and they have a month to go, I believe, to the next trip.
That just gave me an idea. Y'all are members only. You all are members. So if you guys have a question for our guests, put it in the chat and I'll jot down a few. We'll call out your name. Like you said, right? Just to sum them up, what I know, I did a little homework. I listened to almost a whole podcast, their latest one, and a chunk of the one before. And so it's two couples from Wisconsin. They come down multiple times a year, I'm guessing. And they enjoy Disney, and they come back and they talk about their time in Disney and what they liked and what they didn't like. So if y'all have some questions, we can try to get those in. I'll call you out.
And you may have questions that'll come up as we're talking to them. So, when we start that show, be sure to put them in the chat. I'll highlight them, and then I can pop them in when we get to that section.
Very cool. See you all in chat. Disney Dina, USC Greg, Neil, Tracy R and Mom, Sonic, Bree. Love you all. Stephanie Keel. So
start calling Neil the voice of reason.
Neil is the voice of reason. Trust me. Nobody has Neil in their ear more than me. I think out of anybody in his life at this point, unless he has to lay into the boys a little bit here and there. But I think I'm Neil's sounding board these days. But I need Neil in my life. Neil is good. You saw Neil in action last night behind the scenes. Had to handle a situation. He knows how to come in, be the voice of reason. Sometimes he has to hammer an extra couple nails into my head, but I bought into what he was selling. Neil's the voice of reason.
Sorry, I'm changing my camera.
Shannon said that we need Neil on the podcast. Trust me, Shannon. We try all the time. At some point, Neil will dip his toes into the water.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna need
good
expertise on.
I saw a new angle on a podcast that I really liked, and I didn't get a chance to try it.
Oh.
And I'm thinking, it could. That's kind of where it was, which is kind of neat, but it doesn't really. I don't have enough room to really show off things, so I guess we'll just stick with this. Might as well try it semi-live, right? Great to see 57 of you all in here. So what I was going to do, my boss is sick. I'm here today, says USC Greg. That's how you do it on the West Coast. So USC Greg and I were chatting at the end of the stream the other night, and he owns the 4-park hat that I got here at Disney World.
Yeah.
I didn't know that they have a 4-park hat in Disneyland. So looks like this.
Yeah.
And it has all the icons over there in Disneyland. So I told him, I think we need to do a swap. So
now I'm going to sound silly. They have 4 parts.
So, okay, I didn't know what they would be either. And I can pull it up. He sent me a photo and you all can see it. It is right here. Want to take me full screen?
Yeah.
So look, you've got Let me turn it this. Oh, I'm turning it like it's 3-dimensional. So what do you have there? You have the Mickey Fun Wheel, you have the Matterhorn, and you have the castle. What is that other one?
I don't know.
We don't even know.
That's not the tower, right? Is that the oh, somebody.
Oh, what is this?
There you go. USC, Greg.
Oh, yes, Carthay Circle. So that's what that is. So how about that?
Very nice.
Neil said, nice LID. I wonder what he means by that. Ignore the pinata. What is Stephanie talking about?
I don't know. I saw that too. That caught my eyes. Like, what are we talking about? There's a
whole April
conversation going on.
Yeah. Welcome, April. And let's see. We don't have Tower of Terror anymore. It's Carthay Circle. Our tower is Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah. Jen W has never been to Disneyland. Let me tell you, there's behind the scenes talk possibly of getting on that plane with you all, maybe in 2025.
All right.
I think it would be great for people who have never been to Disneyland, like you guys and us, to do that adventure together. Yep.
Yeah, that would.
And I don't mind.
For sure.
I don't mind doing a Disneyland trip where I spend 5 days in Disneyland. I don't care if they say it's small. I mean, I don't know what you guys would think, but my thought would be go the first couple of days, enjoy it all. Like maybe I would vlog, but no live streaming, learn the park. And then the second couple of days, live stream.
Right.
Then maybe the last day, just don't live stream and do all the stuff you want to do again and have fun. That would kind of be my plan.
I think it'd be fun, like even doing the same rides. They're different, right? Haunted Mansion, but it's different. Pirates, but it's different. So Big Thunder, but it's backwards, or it's reversed. Instead of right to left, it's left to right, or whatever. So yeah, I think that would be that'd be a lot of fun.
Jen W raises USC Greg says do it, it's different. Jen W raises a good point, or something I'd like to mention. We have looked at Universal Studios Hollywood very hard, and I don't think we would go because I don't think it's worth the money if you frequent Hollywood's Universal Studios here. Wow. Because everything is the same. I mean, Greg can let me know if he thinks it's different enough, but from what Jacob and I looked at, it mostly looks the same. It's almost like you're buying a ticket for like a couple of things, and that would be really expensive for a family of 4 to just try a couple of different things.
Right. That makes sense.
I don't think he would ever do it, but I would love to get Alyssa and Neil out there at Disneyland as well.
Yeah.
Because they've never been either.
Yeah.
They've never been. So, yeah.
Could you imagine the Living in Diz live stream from Disneyland? I couldn't imagine how fun that would be for everybody to be able to see. We're certainly going to be out of place, right? We know where everything is. You walk down Main Street, we go over there, and even if we spend a couple days before and then go live, it's still going to feel out of place.
Yeah. I mean, there'll be times on stream you'll be like, okay, what should we do next? Or where is so-and-so?
Yeah.
We had a pretty big live streamer over there in Disneyland come on over here, and I was watching her try to work her way around Magic Kingdom one night, and I was like, let me hop on and help you. So I was literally directing her where to go next, what to do, because I know what that's like, and it helped her a lot. So I would hope that we can reach out to her if this happens and get some tips from her as well. She owes me one. Not that I was looking at.
Shannon makes it would be 3 hours later. We'd have to remember that.
Oh, so this is what I like about that. You can look at the clock, right? So work it back, end the stream at like 7. Although you really can't. And if you want to show the nighttime stuff,
Yeah.
we'll just have to do their local time, actually, now that I think about it, right?
Yeah.
Probably wouldn't do an all-day stream, though.
Andy Powers will be there.
Oh, boy. Andy, you better sleep before that.
Yeah.
Universal was definitely laid out different. So weird on escalators outdoors. I have seen that on the live streams. It would be great to show the kids Jaws, though. They've never seen Jaws, and we talk about how cool Jaws was.
So
the backlot tour is pretty cool. I've seen that online.
So I got something in today, so I thought I would show you.
Fun!
Since we didn't really chat before we went live, I figured I'll show you now. So I have a gimbal, right?
Yes. Oh! Okay. All right. I mean, that's the LID setup right there. Now maybe I need to go back to that.
Now here,
that's a nice clip.
Yeah. Do you want to know what it's for?
Yeah.
Can you guess? Here's how it clips around.
I mean, if it wasn't intended for that first, I'd probably go to GoPro, but that would be my guess.
It's a bike clip.
Oh.
To hold you while you're riding your bike. But
is it super snug?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's not going anywhere.
I guess it would be if it's a bike clip, right?
It's that.
All right, send me the link. I guess if there's days where I want to so hold it for me. Let me see. So when you hold it, is it in a good spot? Oh, it's kind of perfect.
Yeah, I mean the top of the phone.
Have you
hit your screen or cover the screen a little bit, but it's not going to interfere with the.
That's what I want to know. So when the top phone is in action,
yeah,
the gimbal doesn't hit the other phone, does it?
Mm-mm.
Can you bring bike clips on the rides? No, Shannon.
Yeah.
Well, you could bring that on if you're allowed to stream with your gimbal. Okay, so it will be fine.
Yeah.
Streaming has been so good in the parks for me. That doesn't seem to get in the way. I think I would modify it now. Like I might not do it 100%, but I would do it at times. I really like the way that one sits as opposed to off the side. I bet Neil likes it too.
So
because Neil and I messed with some of that stuff. What's up, Crew It Up?
I did order one that would come straight off the side just to see if I like that one better. But I did order another one. I'll show you. I have it packed up because I'm returning it. I showed Catherine. I was like, help me with this. So the phone, these bands are supposed to go around the corners of the phone on all four sides. Does not work. If you have a thicker phone, especially with a case, it didn't work. So I had to find one. So I found the bike clip one. So I want to try it because it was more difficult for me to see the chat and super chats and all that kind of stuff when I did that a couple weeks ago. So yeah, I'll send you the link.
Thank you. So you're gonna try Prism. The one thing I did think about to tell you is use it, try it. Maybe it's better with the iPhone, the newer iPhone, but Prism does tend to crash at times on iPhone. So what?
That sounds fun.
Yeah. So now that I say that, you may not even want to mess with Prism for the iPhone.
Right. Yeah. If that's the case, I'll stick.
But you know what's fine? You know what's totally fine? Totally fine. If you're going to use that attachment, you can watch the YouTube app for all the chat, all the super chats and everything just below.
Right.
And you're just using the other camera to shoot. You don't even need to see. You need to see the only graphics you need to see is your kilobytes per second, and you're good to go.
Yeah. Okay.
I've been holding this, everybody. So we have to get out of here promptly. So we'll be out of here right at 7, but you're just going to jump over to the actual podcast.
Yeah.
Now that we've tried this, I don't know. Do you all like members only at 6:30? I'm almost thinking, is it better to do members only first and then jump into the podcast at 7?
Oh,
Let us know, since you are all members. Maybe it's something that we might like better. Terry Kessler, he's getting pumped up because we know he's coming to Disney soon, within the year or something like that. So does that mean all the food? He's talking about barbecue. Mm-hmm. Yeah. USC Greg says it's like the warm up. I like this idea. Okay. I'm on board with it. If you all are, and if Lawrence is, Dina, I love this book. I'm going to share it with you all right now. So I picked this up when I was in Port Orleans, live. And I'm just impressed by this encyclopedia. So I'll ask you all to punch in a couple of things, and I'll just randomly look something up. Here's the other thing. Here's the other idea I have. I wrote down a format for us to kind of stick by on the normal podcast. We can talk about it later. Mm-hmm. But the ultimate history of Mickey Mouse, that book is thick too. I was thinking about pre-recording a segment where I read 2 pages per podcast. So maybe within the next 2 years, we'll be done with it. But is that a segment you guys would like? If so, give me the thumbs up, and we'll start incorporating that in the DIZPod. So I'm still battling this whole sinus thing. It's a pain. Mm. So getting a little stuffy as we speak, but so there's that. All right, here we go. So we'll start with Lawrence. We'll give you an example. We can do 2 or 3 of these maybe. Not a page number. Give me 1 letter and then a number 1 through 10.
All right. P7. I'm going to say P because I'm wearing a pirate shirt. So P7.
All right. Disney Dina says I'm like a book on tape. It'll give me practice. I might do some books on tape coming soon. For sure. All right, this is where we have to put the what's up, Spencer? This is where we have to put the glasses on. So you said P. So we need to go to the letter P. And okay, letter P, and you said 7. So I'm going to just count 7 things, listings here, and stop on 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What I stopped on was Pacific Wharf area. Does that mean anything to anybody? Pacific Wharf area? Mm-hmm. It is an area in Disney California Adventure, opened in February 8th, 2001, originally as a district within the former Golden State area. Diverse cultures, products, and industries of California are represented in a waterfront inspired by Monterey's Cannery Row. In 2023, the area became San Francisco Square. So see how cool that is? Spencer knew. So someone in chat, give me a letter and a number 1 through 10. We'll look up another one.
Neil, what's the furthest place you have vacationed?
The west coast of Florida. I don't know. Neil doesn't talk about going places. Like Tammy and I have done multiple Caribbean resorts, Hawaii, California multiple times, Reno. I've been all over the U.S.
I hear myself less with this new mic. Are you guys hearing me okay? If so, let me know.
We hear you better. Oh, God. We got some. I can only take maybe 2 more. Let me see. The first one answered was K13. He said 13. This guy flies helicopters. He's like the Top Gun of helicopters. I asked for 1 through 10, and he gives me a 13. Well, H-I-J. I have to know my alphabet, too. H-I-J-K. All right. Looking for K. Maybe this, I'll start from this side and go to 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Ha! A person. Anna Kendrick, actress, appeared in Into the Woods as Cinderella on Disney Plus in the title role in Noelle, and on ABC in the Disney Parks Frozen Christmas Celebration. See, this is fun. I think this is fun. Purple Pleasure says D2. We'll have to make this the final one. D2. 1, 2. We're going to go with Davy Crockett in The River Pirates, TV episode number 5. Following the original trilogy aired on December 14th, 1955, directed by Norman Foster. Some native friends of Davy's have been falsely accused of raiding boat traffic on the Ohio River. With the help of George Russell and Mike Fink, Davy discovers a group of pirates masquerading as indigenous Indians or Americans and manages to capture them. So it tells you who starred in it. This book is fun to just randomly go through that. So we'll always have that to play with a little bit. For you all, I'm going to take my glasses off. And looks like we're ready for the podcast, huh?
Is it time? It's time.
Time flies when you're doing a members only. Corey, what do you think of Mayo being the head coach? It's worked recently with the Texans. Former linebacker comes back as a head coach. We just need we have to mirror what they did. We need to draft a stud quarterback, couple good wide receivers, shore up the offensive line, and we'll be good to go. Let me be the GM. Let's do that. All right. We love you all. You all are members. Each and every one of you hopefully can make it over to the DIZPod, which is going to happen in a couple minutes. So we'll see you all back here. We're doing members only next week, right? So we'll talk about it. Maybe we'll do members only ahead of time again. I think that's a cool idea.
Yeah, I like it.
All right. I never know how to get out of this one. I guess we just say goodnight or whatever. We'll see you all on the DIZPod, everybody. We appreciate you for being members. Love giving y'all as many perks as we can. And Purple Pleasure wants the linens back. Maybe the linens will surface on the DIZPod.
Oh, boy.
We'll see you all on the DIZPod in just a moment, everybody. Have a wonderful couple of minutes, and we'll see you then.